Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the indirect function in Excel in order to look up and sum values coming from multiple Excel worksheets. So here we have an example of a workbook, which is basically summing values coming from all the worksheets which are in this workbook. So we have multiple worksheets and each of them contain a total due amount. But the issue is the total due amount is located in different cells. For example, the total due amount in the January tab is in row 14, whereas say in the March tab it's located in row 15. And as you can see, it is located in different rows in different sheets. And we want to find a way to automatically sum all of these total due amounts. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Before we begin, if you appreciate the information, it will mean a lot to me if you hit that like button. That's all I ask. It helps the channel tremendously, and as a thank you for doing that, I'll do my best to respond to as many comments as I can. So the first step is to get a list of all the tab names within this workbook. So you can either manually type down the names of all tabs, or if you want an automated method, I explained how to do that in my previous video. And the link to that video is currently displayed on the screen, and it's also available in the description box of this video. Feel free to pause and watch that video and then resume watching this video afterwards. In my previous video, I showed how to get the list of all the tabs within a workbook, and it involves creating a named formula in the name manager. So this is the named formula I explained how to create in my previous video. Next, we're going to be using the match formula in order to get the reference of all the cells within these tabs which have the word total due in them. So we have total due in all of the tabs, and we're creating a formula that looks into this particular column, which is column E within all these tabs, and it's getting the reference to the word total due. So whenever it finds this particular word, it gives us that reference. For example, in the January tab, total due appears in row 13. Let's validate that. Total due is indeed in row 13 of column E. And in the March tab, it's in row 14. So you have to have a unique identifier in all of your tabs in order to identify which cell the total due is located at. Once we do that, so we create a match formula, and the match formula is currently displayed on the screen. In the match formula, we have match, open parentheses, then inside double quotation, we have total due, or whatever other name you're giving to your total amounts. And that name is obviously located on top of the amount we want to sum. That's how we have to structure it. So we have total due, comma, indirect, then open parentheses, then we reference our tab name and double quotations, exclamation mark, and another and sign, and then we put the reference to the column within double quotations. So this is the syntax of the formula. You might need to make some modifications. For example, your total due might be another word or another phrase you're using for total due, and you have to reference your tab name, which I explained a bit earlier, and then we have to have the reference to the column. So these are the three parts you're possibly going to need to change in your formula: the total due, the reference to the tab, and the reference to the column. Everything else can be completely identical. Then you drag your formula all the way down, as I've done so over here. So here we have the reference to the word total due across all of our tabs. The next step is to create a formula that takes that reference of that row and adds it by 1. And the reason we're adding it by 1 is our total amount due is always located beneath the cell that says total due. That's the case in all of our source tabs. So now we have the row reference for all of the amounts which we want to sum. And the last step is to create another indirect function, and that indirect function uses the tab name and then uses the column name in which the total amount dues are located in, and it basically concatenates the column, which is column E in all of our tabs, with the row reference. For example, this indirect function returns cell E14 within the January tab. And as you can see, cell E14 contains 770, which is the total amount due in this tab. And in, say, the March tab, the indirect function returns cell E50. And if you go to the March tab, cell E15 is the total amount due. So using this very simple approach and using the indirect function, we were able to easily get the total amount due across all of these individual sheets. Now the last step is just to sum these numbers up. And I've done so right over here using a simple sum formula. And as easy as that, we were able to automatically look up and then sum the values across multiple sheets. And this approach will save you a lot of time and a lot of effort, especially if you need to go and sum the values and they're located in different rows. Using this approach, you can do it automatically, and this formula could apply to not just 12 tabs, but to as many tabs as you have in your workbook. So in summary, first we get the name of the tab using this approach. You can watch my previous video for more details on that. Then we use the indirect function to get the reference of the number that we want to sum. Then we increment it by 1. And the final step is to use another indirect function to return that amount. And then we sum the amounts from the different tabs in this cell over here. And that's how it's done. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe and also turn on notifications so you won't miss out on my future videos. I also have some very exciting news. I'm now offering exclusive one-on-one appointments through TopMate. This is your chance to have a personalized session with me where we can dive deep into topics related to Excel, freelancing, business intelligence, and other topics which are currently displayed on the screen. So whether you're looking for advice or you want to discuss a specific subject or just want to have a chat, I'm here for it. Booking is super easy. Just head over to TopMate by clicking on the link in the description box. Find my profile and choose a time that works best for you. We can connect, talk about your goals, and work together to achieve them. Don't miss out on this unique opportunity to get personalized attention and advice, tailored just for you. I'm really looking forward to meeting you and helping you on your journey. Spots are limited, so make sure to book your appointment soon. Let's make some magic happen together.